and welcome back to the channel. Zoell here, and this is your Monday Night Raw review for January 6th, 2020. The overall, I didn't really, it wasn't like a bad episode. It just wasn't good either. I don't know. It was tolerable, but then no, I'm lying. It was not exciting at all, but it wasn't terribly bad. Yeah, it was okay in the sense of like I didn't turn off the show 1000% aggravated or pissed off. So that's always a good thing. But I don't know. I guess the main event kind of sucked any type of life that this show had out of me. I don't know. It would. I don't know. Let's just begin. We opened up the night with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And in a nutshell, Paul Heyman did his little shtick. My name is Paul Heyman. I'm the advocate for blah, blah, blah. And basically, he just announced that Brock Lesnar will enter the Royal Rumble at number 1. While this is a surprise, I feel like this is one of those WrestleMania things where his match with Seth Rollins was changed from being late in the evening to being the first match. Probably because Brock wants to get the hell up out of there. So I'm pretty sure this is one of those situations where he's just trying to do his part, hop on a jet, and go back to Saskatchewan or wherever the hell he lives, somewhere in the far, far, far end of the woods where he like has bear traps and I don't know. That's just how my mind works. But yeah, that was the gist of his the opening segment. So yay, I guess. Brock just I'm tired of him. I don't care. Like he's the universal not the universal, excuse me, the WWE champion, and I'm just over it because I know that Vince has a never ending hard on for Brock Lesnar, and regardless of what us fans say and what we do, and we can threaten to boycott and we can voice our opinions, but it doesn't matter because Brock is going to be Brock and he's going to do what he wants to do, and all I can say is it must be nice. So anyway, the first match of the night was Rey Mysterio versus Andrade for the US title, and I was really, really into this match until the ending. The ending, I don't know if there was miscommunication or what it was, but it just kind of it took me out of the match, and they were having an excellent, excellent match. Rey Mysterio was hitting all type of power bombs, and at one point he hit like a sliding hurricanrana under the bottom rope to Andrade, and he at one point Rey Mysterio was on top of Andrade's shoulders and he flipped forward and he kind of propelled Andrade headfirst into the steel steps, and that was just like a beautiful segment. Andrade hit a drop kick to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio hit like a springboard DDT and he went for the pin. At this point, only got a 2 count. Mysterio was in the Tree of Woe position on the top turnbuckle, and Andrade, he went for a double foot stomp, but he missed. Like I said, Mysterio hit a sliding sunset powerbomb. Andrade countered with double knees to the face. He hits a senton. Then Andrade attempted to do the Three Amigos, but Mysterio broke up the third one and set him up for the 619. And Andrade counters again. Mysterio hits him with like a reverse hurricanrana, which looks beautiful when it's sold properly. And he gets the 3 count, but the ref did not see Zelina put Andrade's foot on the rope. So when we come back, Rey is just beating the shit out of Andrade. He threw him into the barricade, back into the ring. He hits another power bomb for a 2 count. Ray sent Andrade into the ring post. He went to the top rope. Andrade catches him. Ray eventually does hit the 619. He goes to the top rope, but Zelina pulls Andrade out of the ring. Andrade catches Ray on his shoulders. They're outside of the ring at this point. So he catches him on his shoulders and kind of flips Ray backwards, and Ray falls on top of Zelina, and she sold this like she had just been in like a car accident. At this point, Andrade again threw Ray into the steel steps, and this is where the miscommunication kind of came out of nowhere, because Ray like grabbed the ref and must have said something to him, but then Ray rolls out of the ring and it looks like he's trying to check on Zelina, and but then Andrade gets out the ring and slides up under the bottom rope to get out the ring, but then the ref pulls him back in the ring and says something, and it looked like they were stalling for time. I'm not really sure, but anyway, long story short, Ray gets back in the ring. Andrade hits him with the hammerlock DDT, and he retains the title. Like I said, this was an awesome match, but the ending, the miscommunication, whatever was going on, kind of took me out of it, because I was more so thinking about what's going on than focusing on how great of a match that they had. After the match, Andrade took off Ray's mask and basically kind of handed it to Zelina, like, here's a little prize for you since you got hit in the face. So, and by the way, Jerry Lawler called Zelina Melina, and I tweeted this, but like, was he drunk on commentary? Because he just sounded so off. Not that he ever sounds on, because I really cannot stand him on commentary, but he just sounded so tonight, and I'm just like, please get him off of commentary. Get that Theo Madden, whatever his name is, get him back. I mean, Samoa Joe is back in the ring, thank God, but they really need to fix commentary. I mean, hell, get Renee back, get somebody, because commentary is just suffering, and Jerry Lawler just has no business on the mic. He's not funny. His jokes are outdated. He's still forever going to be a perv to me. So, I mean, I don't know. And the commentary on SmackDown is no better, because I cannot stand Corey Graves and I hate Michael Cole. But at least they have some type of camaraderie going on. It just, the commentary just sucks. Point blank, period. So, then we had a backstage segment. Charlie was interviewing Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. And Kevin Owens said that neither of them play well together. And even Samoa Joe says that he realizes when, he may need a little backup. And then he challenges Seth and AOP to a match. And Kevin Owens asks who their partner is going to be. And Samoa Joe just kind of assures him, like, yeah, I got a guy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. At first, I was thinking it was going to be Randy Orton, which would have been cool. But then I was like, I'm not even sure if his feud with AJ Styles is over. So that wouldn't have been a good choice. And I actually wrote down, hey, maybe it's Ricochet. But then I'm like, that's going to be so underwhelming. And then looking at the main event, you know what? I probably would have preferred Ricochet. I probably would have preferred anybody but the Big Show. But we will talk about that when we get there. Um, the next backstage segment, Charlie runs into Seth Rollins and AOP, and she tries to tell them about Kevin and Samoa's challenge. And he said that he's been dealing with challenges his whole life. He didn't ask to be the chosen one. The WWE universe made him into the chosen one. And at this point, I was clocking out, because I'm just like, who is writing this shit? Seth Rollins sounds dumb as hell. The chosen one, the Messiah. Like, how? Like, my 18-year-old nephew, who does not watch wrestling at all, mind you, can write a better promo. Matter of fact, my 8-month-old daughter, who is asleep right now, can write a better promo. And she only has 2 teeth and only says the words, uh-oh. But I bet you she can write a better promo than whoever's writing Seth Rollins promos because he sounds stupid. And I had so much high hopes. Like, oh, he's finally turning heel because Seth is in his bag when he's heel. But as of lately, this joining with AOP and this I'm the Messiah and I'm the chosen one and I'm the one and where's Neo and Morpheus, like I'm just over it at this point. I'm really just over it. Um, Next we had the tag team championship match: the Street Profits versus Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and the Viking Raiders. I wrote War Machine because I'm just a rebel without. Well, I am a rebel with a cause because I refuse to call them the Viking Raiders. That name is just stupid. But anyway, I did write that the Street Profits have just fallen from grace. I mean, I remember when there was so much hype around them, but now it's just like when they come out, Montez is so charismatic, but when he comes out, he just looks so stupid. He's doing too much. And Angelo Dawkins, I don't know if it's just me, but when he grabs a mic, he still sounds nervous. He speaks over himself and stutters, and it looks like he's thinking too much to the point where he forgets his lines. And at this point, as long as he was in NXT, this should have been a piece of cake. He should have mastered this by now. But I mean, the Street Profits are just they're just bad, like on the main roster. And I feared this because everybody knows when you go to NXT, when you go to Raw from NXT, yeah, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. Look at Asuka, look at Bailey, look at Liv Morgan. Oh God, Sarah Logan. All these people. The list goes on. Ricochet, Aleister Black, like just the main roster kills. That's why if I was in NXT, I would take the Tommaso Ciampa route. I'm not going to the main roster. I'm not going. Like, you're gonna have to fire me because I'm not going. Like, NXT is where it's at, and it's just crazy how NXT is under the same company as Raw and SmackDown because these shows are trash. But anyway, Viking Raiders started off with Carl Anderson. Eric and Ivar were doing quick tags in and out. Angelo Dawkins blind tags on Ivar, and he hits a pretty good looking drop kick on Anderson for someone his size. Montez Ford tags in, hits another drop kick on Anderson. Anderson tags in Ivar. And Montez and Ivar have this "I can do what you can do" like moment with they're flipping in cartwheels, and I'm just like, okay, like it's cute and all, but let's not drag it. Um, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, they interrupt Montez and Ivar, and Gallows tags in, and they basically corner Montez. Anderson hits Dawkins off the apron, tags in Gallows. It was a lot of tagging in and out, a lot of rest holds, and it was a good match. It was a good match. It's just, I don't know. I'm just bored with the roster. Has so much talent, but I'm just bored with them. I guess because we've seen these matches over and over every week, in some form or another. A singles match, a tag match, a handicap match, a whatever, and I'm just tired of it. Like I was saying on my SmackDown review, please go watch, by the way, free plug. But the tag team division just sucks, and I don't know, like why even have championship belts at this titles at this point, because there's nobody there to defend it. There's nobody there to challenge. So whatever. But anyway, Montez tags in, and Eric hits a fallaway slam on Gallows. Double knees to Gallows in the corner. Montez tags himself back in. He gets caught in the Viking experience. The OC interrupts the pin. Ivar hits a suicide dive on Dawkins. Eric goes for a suicide dive on the other side of the ring on Gallows, but Gallows catches him and throws him into the crowd. Eric eventually tags in Ivar and he hits a splash on Anderson and a clothesline on Gallows. Dawkins hits a bulldog, tags in Montez. Dawkins hit a spine buster. Montez hits his beautiful frog splash. I mean, the height that he gets on his frog splashes are a thing of beauty. And that's what I appreciate about Montez. Like, he's amazing in the ring. It's just that his character is just, he's just looking dumber and dumber. Like, what happened to the Street Profits? I don't know. Anderson throws Dawkins out of the ring and tries to go for the pin. Montez hits a beautiful dive outside the ring. And Ivar tags in. He hits a big splash from the top rope and pins Carl Anderson. And the Viking Raiders retain their titles in a pretty okay match. I mean, I really thought that either the Street Profits were going to win or the OC, but Viking Raiders retain. My only question is, where do they go from now? Like, I bet you next week we're going to have either the Street Profits versus the OC again, or the OC versus the Viking Raiders again, or the Viking Raiders versus Street Profits again. It's just rinse and repeat with these matches, and I'm just, I'm bored at this point. I'm really, really bored. So we have another backstage segment where Charlie is really just pestering Samoa Joe, trying to find out who his partner is with Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens interrupts and says, "Listen, I've my past. I wasn't exactly a good guy, and I appreciate the fact that Kevin Owens is even acknowledging his past as a heel. Kevin Owens has been probably the only one that's been consistently written. You know, December into this month. So, little things like that make me happy. Consistency is what this company lacks terribly. So, it's like refreshing to see Kevin Owens acknowledging the little things. But basically, Samoa Joe led Kevin Owens to this room, and Kevin Owens came back out and he was like, "Yeah, this partner, we're good. Seth and AOP have to really worry." And at this point, I thought it was Aleister Black, just because of the whole "let me show you who our partner is," and he leads him to this room, and Aleister Black has been stuck in the closet for months now. So at this point, I thought it was Aleister Black, and I was like, okay, this is a good partner, even better than Randy Orton. I was like, but it doesn't make any sense. Then again, it's Aleister Black, and I am a fan of his regardless of how trash he's been booked. So I would yeah, this would have been cool to see him up against Rollins in the ring and AOP and stuff like that. But again, we can never get what we want in this company. Becky Lynch came out for an in-ring promo. I rolled my eyes when Becky's music played because I knew she was coming out for yet another promo. And at this point, we know Becky is good at promo. We know that when she's really invested, she's one of the best on the mic. But I'm just tired of hearing her talk. I know that her and Asuka have to build this match somewhat, and with Asuka's language barrier, I mean, that's gonna be a hard thing in itself to do. But Beck, even before acknowledging Asuka for this rematch at the Royal Rumble, Becky was still coming out, just cutting promos, and I'm just like, just are you gonna come out like a match or something? But then I thought about it like, well, there's nobody to really challenge her for the title. So that eliminates that. What's left? Squash matches? Not really gonna do anything for Becky. So I guess this is the best that they can have her do. I don't know. But anyway, Becky said that she's been wondering what type of champion she is and doubting her wisdom about challenging Asuka. Then then she throws to the Titantron. They recap a video of her previous matches with Asuka. And basically Asuka comes out and starts yelling in Japanese. And that's probably the only part of this whole promo that I love. Asuka is just awesome to me. Like, she's such a douchebag, and coming out and just yelling in Japanese and thinking that, she's just going off the rails and not caring. Like, she's just fucking awesome. But she gets in the ring and she taunts Becky, just swirling her arms and things like that. And then Becky basically punches her and walks out the ring. And that was that. I guess, be careful what you ask for, because I was complaining about another promo by Becky, but then she ended up punching Asuka. So I guess, I got what I wanted, in a way. Then we turn to Mojo Rawley and Eric Rowan. They stop each other in the hallway, and Mojo asks him to look in the cage. Mojo looks in the cage, and then he gets scared and runs off. If I did not sound excited recapping that, it's because I'm not. I could care less. Eric Rowan, this what's in the cage thing is old and it's boring, and I don't give a fuck. So, whatever. I did see somebody tweeting that, oh, well, if it's not Luke Harper's contract that's in the cage, it's Lars Sullivan's porn tape. That's probably why Mojo ran off. That made me laugh a little, but then I realized this thing with the cage is going to keep going. And then I was suddenly sick to my stomach. Next, we had a backstage interview with Andrade and Zelina. I don't even know the girl's name that was asking him the questions because I'm not paying attention at this point. Andrade laughs at, she did ask him if he thought that he crossed the line with taking Ray's mask off. Andrade laughs and proceeds to say something in Spanish. Next thing you know, a maskless, wow, that's a mouthful. Ray without a mask, let's keep it simple, attacks Andrade, gets his mask back, and in the background, Zelina is just yelling, get off him, get off him. And by the way, Zelina looked fucking gorgeous tonight. That is what I forgot to mention about Andrade's match with Ray earlier in the night. She looks fucking gorgeous. That red looks great on her. She is so tiny. It's just ridiculous. It's cute. She's just so tiny. Next, we had Eric Rowan versus KJ Orso. And I made it a point to remember this kid's name because I want to know, how much do they pay these local bus boys from the nearest restaurant to come in and participate in a squash match against Eric Rowan? I would love to know, because I think I would say, no thanks, this does nothing. I don't care about Eric Rowan. If Luke Harper was still in the company and they were still a tag team, I would care. If he was still part of the Wyatt family, I would care. If he was still wearing the sheep mask, I would care. But I don't. Why did they separate him and Daniel? I don't. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Rowan wins with the Iron Claw Slam. Don't care. After the match, Rowan pulled Orso out of the ring and takes him over to the cage. Orso I guess Rowan pushed his face into the cage, and Orso ran away with his face covered in what I assume to be blood. Again, I don't care. I really, really don't care. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, we go to another squash match with AJ Styles versus Akira Tozawa. Again, why? Why? This did nothing except, I guess, the fact that AJ was taunting Randy Orton throughout the match, doing his little banging on the ring before he hits the RKO. At one point, AJ was going to put Tozawa in the Styles Clash, but he changed his mind and he hit Tozawa with Orton's draping DDT. He was posing like Orton after the match, and I'm just at this point. I did see again. I saw on Twitter that there's rumors going around that Tozawa asked for his release. Again, I am not sure. Do not quote me. But if that's the case, then I can understand why they're putting him in squash matches because, of course, Vince is gonna try and stick it to him. Like, hey, you want to leave? Okay, I'm not gonna make it easy for you, but guess what? I'm gonna put you in squash matches every week. Every week. While AJ was walking up the ramp, it looked like what we thought was a fan jumped into the ring and security like pounced on him like freaking white on rice. But the next segment proved that that was not a fan. It was actually the pastor from Lana and Lashley's wedding. Like, I guess security must be dumb as shit to not know that that guy was due for the next segment. I just want to know why he ran in the ring like that, because he kind of gave off the impression that he was a fan. Like, if security's just standing there and they see some guy just run past them and jump in the ring, of course they're going to think it's a fan. But again, on the flip side, they should have known that this guy was going to be a participant in the next segment. The next segment that I do not want to talk about. Lana and Bobby Lashley, they come out to the ring and they officially get married this time. Again, nobody gives a fuck. Just like nobody gave a fuck last week, and nobody's been giving a fuck about this stupid ass relationship thing going on. Like, it's so bad. Like, Bobby Lashley is fucking terrible. Lana is terrible. Stop calling her the ravishing Russian if she has lost her Russian accent. Stop featuring her without Rusev. She did say that she was going back in the ring in 2020. Please don't. Because we didn't want you in the ring in the first place. You suck. Like, yeah, you're easy on the eyes, but girl, looks fade. Like, sis, go manage somebody. Go to SmackDown and find Dolph Ziggler. Find something to do. And Bobby Lashley, go away. Just go away. You suck. Oh my god. Anyway, I just had to get that off my chest. Lana grabs the mic and says that everyone's jealous and this should be the happiest time of her life, but she's not happy, she's sad. And it's the WWE Universe's fault because they don't want to see that ring on her finger. Sis, we didn't want to see the ring on your finger. We didn't want to see your finger. We didn't want to see you. Like, don't blame us because you suck and Paul Heyman and Vince have you out there every week sounding stupid as hell and looking stupid as hell, and you can wear the skimpiest dresses and the shortest dresses and the Versace's and the whatever you want to wear, girl. It still does not escape the fact that you suck. You just suck. And anyway, Rusev interrupted them on what was clear as day a green screen. I mean, they couldn't. You know what? Never mind. I don't know why I keep expecting this company to do better. I don't. But anyway, he says that he forgot to give them a wedding present, and then shows a video of basically all of Lana's embarrassing moments from last week's wedding, with cake on her face and Rusev jumping out of the cake and super kicking Lashley and Liv Morgan throwing Lana into the cake, and I'm just like, get these motherfuckers off my screen. But anyway, Lana interrupts Lashley and says that she hates Rusev. I'm Lana. Oh God. I'm flustered. excuse me, Lashley says shut up, and it looked like he told Lana to shut up, but he may have been talking to Rusev. I don't know, but Lana, sold it like he told her to shut up. And basically Lashley challenged him to a match next week. Anyway, I'm not even going to spend time on that. R-Truth is backstage, and Charlie, says that he set a record for the most championships in the WWE. And before we know it, Liv Morgan interrupts and says that she is going to be in Rusev's corner next week for his match. And she says something to the effect of, "Oh, that's something I could live for." And if that is going to be her catchphrase, girl, go back to the drawing board, because that's as bad as Chad Gable's catchphrase from SmackDown, which is size over rise, or whatever dumb shit he said last Friday. Just this company just fucking they don't have a creative bone in their body. Anyway, we had Charlotte Flair versus Sarah Logan, which was supposed to be a match, but the bell never rang, and I didn't even recognize Sarah Logan. I didn't even know she still had a job in this company. I know that she's married to Eric, and I guess being married to one of the Viking Raiders doesn't afford you any special privileges, because where the hell has Sarah Logan been? And what the hell is she wearing? And if she's gonna look like that, just put her with the Viking Raiders. I don't get it. Like, what is this company like? Why are they so intent on wasting precious roster space? Like, if Sarah Logan is doing nothing, and you don't want her with the Viking Raiders for whatever reason, which is probably no reason. They probably have no reason. But if you don't want to do anything with her, then send her back to NXT or freaking release her. I don't understand why these people just sit on the roster, disgruntled and unhappy, and they claim it's not about money, but it's like, ask for your release. At least do that. Make the company aware that you are not happy, instead of just sitting there and just collecting a paycheck. I mean, nothing is worth the amount of money. I mean, I don't know. This is speaking from someone who lives in the Bronx, New York, and fucking rent is through the roof. But anyway, Sarah Logan attacked Charlotte before the bell. She threw her into the ring post. She hit a running knee on the outside. Charlotte reversed. She sent Sarah into the barricade. They fought into the crowd. Sarah kept on attacking Charlotte. Then she went back in the ring and grabbed Charlotte's robe, and this just infuriated the queen. The queen. That's the same robe her dad gave her, says Jerry fucking Lawler, who is stupid as shit. But anyways, Charlotte hits a spear on Sarah Logan, and they kept brawling on the side of the ring until Charlotte randomly tells the ref to go get her robe. She puts on the robe and walks away. Again, this company doesn't have a creative bone in their body. What the fuck was this? It's not a like, is this supposed to further a feud between her and Sarah Logan? Are they gonna have a match next week? Because it wasn't announced at the end of the show. Not that any of the women's matches are ever announced, but what does this do? Charlotte has been doing squash matches for the last 2-3 weeks. I lost count, don't care. And I'm wondering, what does this do? Like, they probably were looking at like the roster sheet, and one of the writers was like, "Hey, Sarah Logan still works here?" And everyone was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, call her up. Let's see if, let's just throw her in a match with Charlotte. Charlotte just got engaged, and she probably wants to show off her engagement glow. Again, nobody gives a fuck. And let's just have her do a quick match, because we probably have to pay her for her sitting at home doing nothing." So that was probably their mindset. That was probably the talk that they had right before they sniffed some coke, and this is how this match was put together, or this lack thereof a match. whatever. I'm just whatever. Next we had yet another. This night was full of squash matches and just you know what? I take back what I said at the beginning. This match and this show, no, this entire show fucking sucked. Outside of Andrade's match with Ray. That's it. This match fucking sucked. This show fucking sucked. Everything on this show fucking sucks. Yes, that is how I feel about it. But anyway, Drew McIntyre versus No Way Jose. There's nothing to talk about. Dre, Lord have mercy. I need to go to bed. But anyway, Drew attacked the Congo line before the match. He hit a belly to back suplex on No Way Jose. Attacked another member of the Congo line and he hit a reverse Alabama slam, I think. Jose tries to kick him before he can get back in the ring. Drew hits him with the Future Shock DDT. He hits a Claymore kick and gets the 3 count. I'm pretty sure this match was less than 7 minutes. Like I can bet my next check that it was less than 7 minutes. I don't know what to say. Drew McIntyre should be pushed to the moon. He has the right look, the intensity. He's a good promo from what I've heard and seen. So I don't know why he's in matches with No Way Jose. Why does No Way Jose still have a job? Like that's another question. Like somebody please let me know. But after that, Drew grabbed the mic and he asked the crowd if they dare or double dare him to hit another Claymore kick on No Way Jose. He hits another Claymore kick. He grabs the mic and he said he's not going to apologize because he hates the Congo line, but one of the people in the Congo line seemed like a good guy. I don't remember because at this point, again, I am trying my best to pay attention because I really just want to go lay down with my daughter. That's why. But he says that he asks the crowd if they want to know a not so fun fact about him, and that fact is that he's never fought for the championship. Yeah, that's a crime, and that's what Drew said. It's a crime because it is. There's no excuse for it. And he says that since everyone is scared to fight him, he's going to enter the Royal Rumble. He says some names, and then he says that he doesn't care if you walk into the Rumble from off the street. There can only be 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that last part meant, but Drew is right. It is criminal that he's never fought for the championship. I don't know why was he brought back to the company. I mean, he was really good in NXT and was NXT champion until Adam Cole came in and just blew the roof off the place. But now that he's on the main roster, I mean, he was everyone's lapdog from Baron Corbin to Dolph Ziggler, and I'm just trying to figure out what was the point. This guy should be pushed. Push Drew McIntyre. He can be a solid champion. Just give him a chance. And from the looks of it, from this promo, it looks like they're trying to turn him into a face, and I don't know about that. I mean, I kind of feel the same way I feel about The Miz. Like certain people on the roster are meant for heels to be heels and to be faces. And I feel like Drew McIntyre just screams heel to me. He screams like badass, I'm coming to the ring to fuck you up and I'm leaving. But then again, I mean, I guess if they really have nothing for him, then turn him into a face. I don't know. It looks like the crowd is trying to get behind him, but I don't know. I don't trust. I would trust a crackhead with crack before I would trust my freaking career in the hands of these writers. I don't know. The next match was Aleister Black versus Shelton Benjamin. Again, another person who I don't know why they have a job. Like if Shelton Benjamin still has a place on this roster, they should just hire me and my 8-month-old daughter to just sit in these rooms and do nothing. Or pair me up as someone's secret baby mama or something so I can get paid. Because Shelton Benjamin, Sarah Logan, No Way Jose, why are these people employed? What? Okay. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But anyway, I really wrote down I would have rather listened to Aleister Black's theme song on repeat than to watch this match. Like, I honestly wrote that down because what is the point? Alistair attempted some type of a submission hold. I don't know if there was, again, some miscommunication between him and Shelton, but Shelton Benjamin deadlifted him and dropped him. Alistair kicked him in the head. Benjamin hit him with a bunch of forearms, and he grabs Alistair's hair. He hits him with an elbow and a jumping knee. Alistair set him up for the Black Mass, and that was it. That was it. This match was probably less than 5 minutes, if not 5 minutes exactly. And after the match, Buddy Murphy attacked Alistair. He threw him into the ring post and the barricade. He hit a beautiful running jumping knee. Then he grabbed the chair. He put the chair in front of Alistair's face and hit him with another knee. And then sat Indian style while they played his music and the refs tended to Alistair Black. And they showed the graphic for next week. Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy are having another match. And as much as I would like to see them in another match, what is it for? I thought that this feud was done with when Aleister won their rematch. I think it was last week or the week before. You know, I'm a mother, so my timing is off. But again, what is it for? Someone answer me. Anyone, please. Please. Anyway, excuse me, I'm sniffing. I'm kind of like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like I'm a little getting sick. But our main event was Seth Rollins and AOP versus Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and drum roll please, Big Show. The returning Big Show who hasn't been seen in like over a year. And I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously you guys caught this, but they're announcing Seth Rollins as the Monday Night Messiah. And I, like, the roof of my mouth started to itch. That's how disgusting and just corny that. Why does everyone on the roster have to have a nickname? Why? Or catchphrase? Or what is the point? What is the point? It sounds stupid. Just call him Seth Rollins. We can even call him Seth freaking Rollins. That's fine. But I am not calling him the Monday Night Messiah. I'm not calling him the Chosen One. I'm not calling him anything but Seth Rollins. This company is fucking stupid. Anyway, Seth grabbed the mic before the match and said that he has been chosen to lead Raw to the promised land. And he was chosen by the WWE Universe. Really? Where was I? I didn't get that memo. I didn't get that survey. I didn't get that questionnaire. I don't remember assigning Seth to be the chosen one. This is not the fucking Matrix. Okay, okay. He said that he gave us Monday Night Rollins and that wasn't good enough for us. But he knows what's good for us. And that is to eliminate people that impede progress. And again, I wrote here, verbatim, try saying that 3 times fast. I'm surprised that Seth actually got that out in the first take. So good on him. And again, this match was just bad. Bad because, number one, the Big Show. They could have picked anyone in that locker room. I bet you Titus is still giving out his New Year's recipes. And they could have picked anyone out of catering. Okay? But the Big Show? Whatever. Anyway, and another thing I wrote here is that AOP is wrestling shirtless, and I'm wondering why. They look like Create a Wrestler from 2K20. Just okay. Whatever. I'm done. Okay. Anyway, I'm not even gonna recap this match. You know why? Because it sucked. It really sucked. It just All right, let me just do my due diligence and get out of here. Anyway, Big Show started off with Seth Rollins. Samoa Joe tagged in, hit him with Insecurity in the corner. He tagged in Owens, who hit Rollins with a tilt the world backbreaker for a 2 count. Razor tags in. He knocks Kevin Owens off the top rope. Razor, throws Owens into the barricade. Rollins tags back in, hits a jumping knee for a 2 count. Owens hits a jumping Insecurity on Akam. Razor tags himself back in, and Owens hits a super kick. Owens tags in the Big Show, and the Big Show knocks down everyone, and AOP throws Samoa Joe into the steel steps. Rollins goes to the top rope and jumps, but Big Show catches him. And then AOP come in to save Rollins, and Rollins grabs a chair and hits the Big Show, causing a DQ. So, the Big Show, Kevin Owens, and Samoa Joe win by DQ. And at this point, I was looking at the time and it was past 11, so I'm like, okay, they probably needed to rush. But this is just poor time management, and again, not creative. Not creative at all. After the match, AOP, if you can even call this a match, AOP and Rollins triple team Big Show. Rollins tries to go for a curb stomp, but Owens grabs his foot, and Big Show hits him with a WMD. And that is probably what I would have needed. Like, Big Show, for next Monday, if this is the type of shit that your company is giving out, I need you to hit me with a WMB. WMB. Please. Give me 2 of them. Knock me out the first time, pick me up, and then knock me out again. Because this show fucking sucks. This has to be a joke. I really hope that, like, a documentary comes out and they just show the writer's room and everyone's like, let's possibly give them the worst show and see how they react. And then we can say, like, April Fools, we're just joking. We really know what we're doing. Because it's unbelievable to me how you have a bunch of adults, some of them even with degrees, how you have some of these people who can't write a simple show. And then it's not even only them, because at the end of the day, if Vince doesn't like it, then it doesn't fucking matter. But just I don't know. This show sucks. This show just fucking sucks. I literally wrote the main event sucked. That's what I wrote at the end of my notes. The main event sucked. Because it did. It did. I don't know why I care. I don't. I really don't. But I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here because I'm going to take some medicine and I'm going to bed. And maybe the medicine will help me forget how trash this fucking show is. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys on Wednesday for AEW. I'm gonna try to see if I can pick a day to review NXT, because I'm trying to stay consistent. Friday SmackDown, Monday Raw, Sunday or Saturday if there is a pay-per-view, but NXT being on the same day as AEW, just maybe Thursday, maybe I'll figure it out. But anyway. Subscribe, like, comment, follow me on all my socials, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Love ya.